mais il exprime notamment de la souffrance. Oh, tu suis ou tu manges?
Mais je t'écoute.
Tu m'écoutes de quoi? Tu vérifies même pas.
Mais je t'écoute, vas-y, continue.
Là, je suis perdue maintenant, je sais même plus j'en étais où.
Exprime la joie qu'il éprouve face à l'expérience de sa liberté.
De sa liberté.
De ses possibilités.
De ses possibilités infinies, mais il exprime également...
troisième cuillère.
Oh, attends. Oh, vas-y, c'est bon.
Vas-y, continue.
J'ai le bruit de bouche, là.
Non, ça y est. Là, tu seras mieux préparé comme ça. Ouais. Là, tu fais un peu trop du par cœur. Faut qu'on comprenne. Faut que...
Tu comprends pas quand je parle, c'est pas français?
Je comprends, mais j'ai pas l'impression que toi, tu comprends ce que je dis.
Bah si, je comprends.
Déjà, faut qu'elle connaisse bien, et après, pourra mettre... Faut que ce soit tes mots.
Bah, c'est mes mots.
Bref, vas-y, continue. Vas-y, Fatima. Je recommence.
Être libre est n'obéir qu'à soi. Dans sa chanson intitulée Ma liberté.
What made you want to tackle this particular subject?
Well, it's actually an adaptation. It's a book that I was offered to adapt. So, I didn't know the novel, and as soon as I read it, I was really moved by the character, and I thought to myself, hey, I've never seen him in a movie. So I accepted the offer and took on the challenge of adapting the novel. It's a pretty cheeky subject because it's true that the coming-of-age film aspect, the discovery of homosexuality, we've already seen that. But here the context, the fact that it's in a social context with the Muslim community and so on, that makes it a kind of dangerous film, almost, I want to say.
Oh yes, but completely. But by the way, it was very, very complicated to set up financially because homosexuality, religion, you know, these are not subjects that please everyone. But you know, we fought and we managed to do it. But it's true that several times, well, I've been asked, aren't you afraid? You're brave, quote. But for me, in any case, I had this feeling that I wanted to film this character and put him in the spotlight so that all the people who are going through this can identify with him and feel less alone. A film is important if it can serve that purpose. It's great. The fact that you're taking him to Cannes, he's in the official selection and so on, is it also a kind of opportunity to address this subject and bring him into the public eye? Absolutely, it's, and by the way, I thank the selection committee for that because it's a very important subject. Well, for me, it's an important film and, in any case, if it can open up dialogue, that's great. But what is it? You see yourself as a bit of a platform, almost like Cannes. But, a way in any case to showcase films, and that's important. Certain subjects in any case, if it can shed light on the subject, open up dialogue, well, we've won everything. I have the impression that the theme itself, beyond even presenting your film, is something that is important to you to bring it to it completely. For me, in any case, if the subject doesn't inspire me, well, I'm not going to venture into filming. It's such a responsibility, it's trying, it's a lot of work, and then I really had this feeling of having to. Finally, I said to myself, no, the project didn't happen for nothing and we have to tell this story. It's important. It's important for all these people who are going through this. Well, here in the film, she's a girl, it could be a boy, she's of Muslim origin, she could be Christian, Jewish, who cares? That's a universal issue. That's
what my next question was, but it's true that we could say, well, it's really going to be aimed at a fairly limited section of the population, and so on. But there are all the people who were in the room, no one fit the profile, I think, and yet, there really is a universal side that you are also looking for.
But completely because for me, really, as I was saying, the character really moved me when I read it and I said to myself, no, I want to highlight this character. It's important that we can identify with her, even if, well, some might feel distant from her. But there you have it, if it can help, all these people who are going through this, The entourage of these people who are going through it, well, in any case, I wanted to make a film that, well, that's about tolerance and try to be as simple as possible to show that, well, it's normal.
There's something that recurs in your films despite everything. It's this theme of women obviously and of the kind of battle for freedom.
Yes. Yes, it's true that there are many points in common with the other two feature films. Well, as I was saying, if it can convey a message, that's it. For me, in any case, it makes me want to go all the way. If it's a subject that doesn't really inspire me or that doesn't speak to me, I wouldn't necessarily want to defend it. But
what about women's emancipation? Is that really the subject that's close to your heart, would you say?
yes, emancipation in general is very important. Emancipation, inner well-being too. Inner well-being and solidarity, friendship, love, gentleness. Those are themes that speak to me. I have the impression that these are people we haven't necessarily seen elsewhere. The actors have a rather raw, almost documentary side. Is that something that's also important to you? And what do you do? What do you do to get that touch? So, for this film, it's true that I wanted to do a wild casting. So, we did almost a year of casting. Then, there are some actors in the film who have already acted. There are some actors who are not new to acting, but most of them are new to acting, especially the character of Fatima, the mother, and no, for me, it's a lot of work, rehearsal, and so on. We all get to know each other, to be comfortable. I really take the time to do that. For me, it's important to trust each other. It allows me to get to know them a little better and vice versa. And then for the documentary aspect, yes, it's a bit intentional. That's true. That I like. I want people to feel like they forget that it's actually a film. There you go. And yeah, well, I couldn't explain it, huh? Yeah, actually, you could think it was shot on the spot. No, but there's a lot of rehearsals to try to capture the naturalness.
Why did you say to yourself, I wanted it to be a rather wild cast and so on? What difference does that make?
Well, in any case, for this film, I wanted that. Afterwards, we also looked at professionals. I wasn't at all closed off, but I don't know. I wanted new faces, and I think it depends on the projects. It depends on the projects, the desires. Afterwards, I also love professional actors, you know. But it's true that for this subject, I wanted other things. Well, what do you bring to the film? Well, I don't know if it's because I like exclusivity, but first of all, it's new faces. It can allow people to get a foothold in the cinema, to reveal talents. It also brings truth because it's true that sometimes when you're used to seeing someone too much, you can stop believing in them. That's it, that's the truth. And above all, I find that there's a lot of sincerity. In any case, when we manage to understand each other, there can be a bit of magic, but that's also with actors. So in any case, I like the challenge of trying to achieve things with people who've never done anything.
They bring a bit of truth. You would say something like that, or from the daily life of.
Well, I would say it's more about the faces, that's it. For me, it's more about new faces because professional actors can also bring a sense of truth. It's not because we're professionals that we can't manage it, it's more about new things. New things, new faces.
This year, a César, a qualification for Cannes for this film. This year, it's a bit crazy for you, right?
Yeah, it's a bit crazy. It's a bit crazy. It's cool. It's cool. Well, I hope it's going well. It'll continue to be crazy.
How are you feeling about it?
Well, I'm very happy, very pleased. No, it's nothing but happiness and, most of all, for me, it's really my dream to have a film in the official selection one day. So, I'm so happy. It's wonderful. I didn't think it would happen so soon, and I'm even prouder with this happier. Sorry, with this film. That's it, I'm happy. Even if it's not a personal story, really it's a story that really moved me. And even when I finished the film, on the last day of mixing, I was very moved because I said to myself, this is it doesn't belong to you anymore. And then, well, just now, that's it, a page is turning. I'm saying goodbye to Fatima. But, no, she's really a character who really moved me. In fact, during filming, I had to take it upon myself several times, really try to take it upon myself several times because it was quite moving.
Why? Well, because if I start to break down, everyone else breaks down, and no, you have to move on, but no, I contain my emotions several times. What is it about?
This character that speaks to you so much, what is there of you in her? Maybe?
Well, I wouldn't say in me, but she loves me. She loves me more because I know that it's a reality, that these are often people who suffer or who have suffered, and it's unfair, and this injustice, it revolts me because why should we suffer because we are attracted to someone of the same sex? In what honor? Who are we? For finally, and this, well, in any case, I really have it. This is really. I knew that there were homophobic people, but not to this extent. And doing research for the film, going into the field, it really, well, it was very, in any case, it really made me want to go all the way and fight so that the film would be as true as possible. Just one last question, but sorry, I ask a lot. But were you surprised by the fact that, as you were telling me earlier, people told me to be careful with this subject and so on? You mentioned homophobia, which is very harsh. Were you surprised by the
rather negative reactions? I mean,
negative? Oh yes. Well, I knew that there were homophobic people, and not very tolerant, but not to this extent. Full stop, not to that extent. So yes. No, I was quite surprised and, saddened too. But hey, it still gave me strength to fight and to do that. And above all, we were really well received by the community too. We were very supported. People were happy to know that the film was being made, and that's priceless. You said that, well, the reaction was a bit harsh and so on, you were almost surprised. Does that also give you strength or anger? I don't know why, I was furious, yes. Oh, that's for sure, I was furious, but how is that possible? It gives you, yes, no, it definitely gives you strength. It gives you strength to go all the way into, and it confirmed that this film had to exist because I think it's important for a lot of people. Thanks.